Hello guys, welcome back once again. So in the previous session, we tried to configure the VPN in through our checkpoint firewall, right? VPN configured. But the problem was that whenever we configured the VPN, we configured only through checkpoints under single administration, single admin. So that was the one problem. So today we are going to do it via the multiple admins that one CP will be from one manager, another CP2 will be from the another manager. Next thing we are going to do, we are going to just little discuss. I will not take any lab session. Basically, I'm not going to do the lab for this as well, but I will just discuss that what are the things you can do. Another things we are going to do that if the it is being managed via the one side it is CP checkpoint firewall, and another side it is like a Cisco ASA, or it can be any externally managed gateway. Third thing we are going to configure NAT to access the internet, means that VPN will be already configured. Whatever the configuration we have done in the previous session, they are still there, but this time we are going to do NAT, and when we configure the NAT, our VPN will not be working, it will be going down. So we will configure some other policies or doing the NAT things. So that thing we are going to understand that how the user can access the internet while some of the traffic going through the VPN. So that's all. Our firewalls are capable of doing these things, but we will learn how actually we do it. Let me clear it first and open my lab. Here it is, the old scenario, what we just discussed in the previous session, and the configuration should also be the same almost. Yes, here they are. And let me check the logs. I think, yeah, perfect. And our smart view monitor, here it is. The just tunnels are still up, and let me try to ping it if I am able to ping it or not. Previous one is fine. Let me ping once again. The tunnel should be up as of now. Yes, tunnel is up and it is traffic is encrypted. It should be traveling the traffic. Let me cross verify here. Yep, it is changing. It means that tunnel is working. But the problem is, like, if the user want to access the internet. So obviously if he wants to use the internet, so he has to use the NAT and use some of the dynamic IP address, right? First thing, or let me first discuss the two things that whenever the we are having a different admin, right? Let's do the step by step whatever we have just told. So first thing, that let us say that this is gateway is being managed by this manager, and this gateway is being managed via some other manager. So whenever it is happening like this, the problem is with the certificate. Why I'm telling you, because these are the questions are being asked in the interviews. Either you do it or you don't do it, but obviously interviewer can ask these questions and you will be helpless. So I'm just telling you scenarios that what can be the production environment scenarios or real life, right? So the certificate issues, because this by manager 1 the certificate has been issued to the gateway 1, and by manager 2 the certificate has been issued to the gateway 2. So certificate by manager 2 will not be recognized by each other. It is like, simple thing like uh, let us suppose there is a Cisco vendor, right? And Cisco has given you some serial number of your device. So if you enter your serial number to the Cisco portal, it will recognize it. Okay, this is the serial number of my device. But if there is a FortiGate firewall and the serial number of that FortiGate firewall, if you enter on the Cisco website, then it will deny, right? It will not recognize that this is my device or it is not, because they do not have any details about the FortiGate. So the same thing is going to happen with this thing, that whatever the certificate has been issued by manager 1 to this gateway will not be accepted by the gateway 2, because he is getting the certificate from the manager 2. So he has trust on this, and this gateway 1 is having trust on the manager 1. So whenever they exchange the certificate for connecting a VPN, they do not trust each other. Right, guys? So to sort out that issue, what we are going to do, we first establish the trust between the manager 1 and manager 2. We create a trust between manager 1 and manager 2. If you trust, if you share the database between Cisco and FortiGate, if you have any joint venture, or you make any contract that I will share my detail with you and you share your detail with me, then we both the things can be tracked from any of our websites. So it is like the same thing, that they establish the trust. So now the certificate issued here by manager 1 will be accepted by the gateway 2. So this is not a very difficult job, so I'm just saving my time, and I don't want to show you the actual lab for that, but you can do it, and that is quite simple. It is like uh, adding the manager over there. That's it, nothing else. This was the one scenario that we struggled about, right? That whenever we are having the gateways from the multiple admins. Second scenario, whenever the other gateway is externally managed, means that let us suppose this is a Cisco ASA or it is a FortiGate. What is going to happen now? For that purpose as well, if you want to set up the VPN, you need to add that device as a externally managed gateway. Let me show you. Let me clear this. Open your smart console. 137.5, not a problem. Go to this new here. Go to the more. Go to the network objects. It is having the options to the gateway and servers, right? Go to more once again, and there is an option for the externally managed VPN gateway. So what you have to do, you just have to give its name. Let us suppose this is Cisco ASA. Whatever the IP address it is will be having. Let us suppose it is having 192.168.1.1. If it is having the IPv6 address, you can give that one, right? Another thing, if you observe it here, you don't have the option for the network management or interfaces, and even you don't have for the trust establishment, right? Whenever we used to add any our checkpoint gateway, we are have an option for the communication. We initiate the communication, we put the one time password or the password, and then we establish the trust. But this is an externally managed, this is not a checkpoint firewall. It does not issue a certificate to the externally managed gateway. Even if it issues it, the external one cannot understand that certificate, and that will decline it, right? So we don't have it, just put it OK, and it will be added. You see that it has been added a externally managed gateway. Where it is gone? Networks. No, not here. Gateway server. You see, this is Cisco ASA. And the same way you can add whatever I talking about the two managers, right? You can add one more manager here, and both the managers can have the trust in between. So that was the one problem. And by using this one, you can establish the trust between the two gateways. Clear, guys? So I hope you have both the doubts cleared. Now we come to the third point, which was the how to access the internet whenever we are using the VPN. So in order to let me try to ping it first. If you are able, I am able to ping 8.8.8 or not, and I'm sure I will not be able to. From location one, I am trying to access the internet, or I'm trying to reach the Google. This 8.8.8 is Google IP address, like internet. So it has declined and it is not able to reach sending, but success rate is 0% and it has been timed out. So what we need? We need a NAT for that purpose because we have not configured NAT. Will go to the objects, network, location one, go to NAT and add an automatic rule for the address rules. And whenever it is going to the internet, please hide behind the gateway. It means that whenever it is going to the internet, it will use the IP address of the gateway. And I press OK. As I click it, it will create an automatic rule inside the NAT. So this has been created, that automatic rule from location 1 to internet. Let me now try to ping that if I can reach the internet or not. Or till not, I think I have to publish it because I have not published the policy. Install and publish. And install it. Normally I teach slow, but I'm not sure that if it is fast or slow to you. If you feel that I'm quite fast, you can suggest me. If I'm too slow, then also you can suggest me. If I'm average, then it's okay. Normally I try to be in normal pace, not too much, so that you can easily understand me, and it also gives me a time to think of the thing that I'm not missing anything or I forgot to tell you, which is quite important. So it has succeeded, the policy installation. Let me try to ping it now from the location 1 to internet. It is still not pinging. Why? Let me check the logs. Mhm. Auto refresh. Please refresh it. Okay, it is denied. 8.8 I pinged it, but it is denied. Okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. It should be denied from the cleanup rule. Yes, it is on the cleanup rule. Why it is being denied? Because that we don't have any policy to go it to the 8.8.8. Right? We have a policy from location 1 to web server. We don't have any policy from location 1 to 8.8.8. So I will create one more policy here. I will say it as an internet rule. And if the traffic is from location 1, and if it is going to, is add it here. This is location 1, and if it is going to destination any, right? VPN, I don't want any VPN for internet. Service and applications, switch to any. I want all the traffic to be allowed. And yes, I should accept the traffic as well. And please log it as well. Perfect. So sometimes I just miss the things. It gives you an option for learning, right? I forget the things, and you just get the things that what wrong things you can do and how to troubleshoot such type of issues, right? And install it. So I'm pretty sure that after that I will be able to access the internet. You might be thinking that NAT is not required. Trust me, guys, that NAT is really required. Without NAT, we cannot go to the internet. If you have gone to the CCNA, you might be well known about that issue. That without NAT, you cannot go to the internet. So it is succeeded. I should be able to ping it now. Oh yes, here we go. But this is the real problem, and it creates one more problem. We are going to internet, but if I ping my web servers too, I will not be able to access it. Do you know why I cannot access it? Guys, anyone? Oh, how can you tell me? It is just a recording. Let me tell you why it is not able to reach the internet. Let me explain. Or not internet, in fact, it is going to the web server. Why it is not going to reach the web server? Let me explain you. What is happening that earlier the traffic, whatever it was being initiated, the traffic was going like this. It was hitting the security policy. It was allowed to go here, right? But now what we did, we enabled NAT. If we when we did NAT, our original source IP address 172.16.10.1 was translated to our gateway IP address, and that was 192.168.137. And we don't have any policy for this source to be allowed to go to the VPN gateway to reach to the web server. You understand? We have policy to reach to this to the web server. That is okay. But in that case, you will not be able to access the internet. You cannot go to the internet here, network. For that, you need NAT. But if you do NAT, then you are not able to reach the web server. That's a huge problem. We can use only one of them. But that's how the real environment is? No, man, it's not the case. We are using both of the things. We can use VPN as well as whenever you want to go to the internet, you can go to the internet as well. So, what you need? You need your skills because the checkpoint has that feature available. You can use that. Let's see what we are going to do now. What we do, we disable NAT only for the traffic which is going to the web server. For the remaining, we will do the NAT. So for that, we create one more NAT policy. Okay. We create one more NAT policy, but this time it will not be an automatic. Last time we created an automatic rule, but this time we are going to create a manual rule. add rule at top, what we are going to do? We can say the and this feature is called as the no NAT, or also called as the identity NAT. What we are going to do right now. So this is basically identity NAT, that whenever the traffic is coming from, so right now the problem you remember, right? We are not able to access the web server 20.20.20.2. So whenever the traffic is from location 1, where is my location 1? This is my location 1, and it is going to the web server 2. Then please let me small it, make it small, yeah. Then what you do, you just make the translated source as location 1, translated source as location 1, and the translated destination to be as a web server 2. So what it was, original it was location 1, translated is also location 1, original it was web server 2, and translated is also web server 2. So basically whenever the traffic is going to the web server 2, we are not changing any source or destination, we are keeping them as it is. While if it is not for the web server 2, it will hit this automatic rule and it will be translated to the what? Translated to the hide, right? Hiding means that one whatever there will be the IP address to the gateway from location 1 to any, right? Location 1, original destination any, then please location 1 hiding behind the gateway, and that will be the translation will be happening. So whenever it is for the web server 2, there will be no NAT, or we can say the identity NAT, and whenever there is a traffic except web server 2, please NAT it and go outside the internet. Just publish this policy and check the thing that whether it is working or not. I'm pretty sure it is working with hackers. I have done it so many times, my mate. Quite interesting. Yeah, I know it. It is interesting because I'm here to create the problems and solve them. Although it becomes a little more like doing recordings and not communicating with you guys, but still, just to save the time, I am doing it. But yeah, the real fun is with the talking to you guys, listening to you, and then explain what I'm explaining, because I know that you guys might be having some questions. I'm delayed to explain them, or you guys hesitate to ask, or where to ask, right? No problem. We will sort out this issue soon. As of now, I will be able to ping 20.20.20.2. And here we go. You see, guys, that's how it is. So this is basically an identity net that whenever we required to reach the internet, we use this feature. I think this has been only 23 minutes as of now, and this is a very small video. I think I was expecting this to do 30 to 40 minutes, but I have covered it so fast. I hope you have understand everything. If not, let me just give you a homework. There's two homework. The first thing, that you make the trust between the manager 1 to manager 2, manager 1 to manager 2. Another homework is replicate the same thing, right? I have just reached from location 1 to the server 2. What you have to do, you just try to connect from location 2 to the server 1. Same thing, just in the reverse, IP addresses will be changed, some policies will be changed, but if you do it, you will be really confident that you have learned these things. All right, guys. So I'm stopping as of now, and please don't forget to let me know that if you have successfully configured from location to the server one. And if you face any issue or if you have any question, please feel free to reach me or write in the comment section. And obviously, I will be reading all the comments. Okay, there's one way to communicate, or you have some other ways to communicate to me. Please feel free to reach me. Okay, guys, till that, bye bye. See you in the next session very soon.